Good evening, everybody. I call to order the Select Board meeting for Tuesday, May 6, 2025. The time is now 7:31. So just a couple of things I want to read. This meeting is being recorded by SMAC Cable Television and broadcast live and may be live streamed at www. Oh, you don't have to take her out. You guys can stay here. So it's being recorded by SMAC Television Cable and broadcast live and may be live streamed at www.stoughtontv.org. A recording of the meeting, transcript, or other comprehensive record of the proceeding will be posted on the town website and or SMAC as soon as possible after the meeting if live broadcast or live streaming is unsuccessful. Times are approximate and items may be taken out of order at the chair's discretion. Seeing a quorum of the select board present, we have Mr. McCrisky, Mr. Carrera, Mr. Gito, Vice Chair Roberts, and myself. I call this meeting to order. Rise if you are able and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I'm going to take one item up in the front. Mr. Carrera does have some information he'd like to share with us. Unfortunately, Stoughton has lost another one of our friends, and he would like to just offer condolences to the family.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had a passing, and most people do know this lady. We all grew up with her. Joe grew up with her. I know Lou did. Jan Jones passed away peacefully. She had a little short stint of failing health, and she passed away on May 2nd at South Shore Hospital. Jan was best known for the hundreds of performances she organized as the artistic director for the Little Theater of Stoughton since the 1960s. That's how far back she went. She was born Janet Sylvia Gasunsnes. Her mother, a fan of film and theater, named her after Janet Gaynor and Sylvia Sidney, both popular actresses in that era and time. Jones knew that she was going to, in the first grade at the Kimball School, that she was going to be an actress and what she wanted to do with her life. We learned the sad news from her sister, artist Elaine Philos Ostrander, who is the Twinkie, if people remember the Philos people. I know Cynthia does. And Jan held many hats, not that I knew. Jan was a certified insured plumber, and she was one of the first female plumbers in Massachusetts able to bid state contracts, which you'd look at it and you wouldn't think that for a minute. But so after losing the home of the Little Theater of Stoughton in a neighboring community, she became enthusiastic with the prospects of turning the railroad depot into a small 120-seat theater. Jan designed a layout for the stage and put on A Christmas at the Depot. It was a free performance to the public in 2023. And Deborah Roberts, our vice chairman, was very instrumental in being there, and I think she brought Jan back to life. And it was also went out on a website that's what the town wanted, so it fell in good that it was Jan's idea that came to fruition, and she designed the stage and everything to fit that venue. So in closing, I just want to say Jan was a quality example of a dedicated resident who believed in her town. She gave back her experience in open theater, and our town was and became her stage. So to her family and friends who remember her fondly during her dream of a golden age, may the curtain of life always remain open to her and the memories of her. God bless her and her family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Carrera. Okay. Ms. Roberts, Vice Chair Roberts.
It's my comment. Oh, my microphone is not on. Testing, testing.
There you go.
About Jan. She had such a pure heart, a kind heart. I enjoyed working with her on our theater production, Christmas. That's my favorite time of year. And I have a picture with Jan, and we all have on our red and our white. It was such a precious time for me. I will miss her deeply. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much. The next order of business that we'll be covering is the swearing-in ceremony for several of new police officers. This is for Officer Ali Lawad, Officer Caleb Nix, and Officer Khalil Paul. Chief McNamara, it's great seeing you as always.
Thank you, Mr. Cavey. Appreciate the time and the opportunity to introduce our three new members of the Stoughton Police Department. All three of them are not new to policing. They have been certified police officers for a number of years with experience, which is a great opportunity for our department. As you all know, the town knows we left civil service last year, and this is just one example of us being able to hire people that are already experienced that on day one come in and help our department right away. So I would introduce and like to invite up to be sworn in Officer Khalil Paul, Caleb Nix, and Ali Awad. And if I may, Mr. Chair, I'd like to talk a little bit about each one of them. So Khalil, he's a graduate of Troy High School in New York in June of 2012. He received a Bachelor of Arts degree in 2016. Officer Paul made his way to Stoughton from North Adams, Massachusetts, where he was first hired as a full-time police officer in 2021. Did a short stint in Sharon PD, and then we were able to get him to come over to our team. Officer Paul's application, one of the questions he was asked was why he became interested in law enforcement. And I'm going to paraphrase because it was a long statement, but he wants to show kids that are like him, a young black kid, that they can make good choices like he did and do the right thing. And I was, all of us that sat on the panel when he was going through his interview were impressed by the things that he had said in his application and then in his interview. He also came to us with field training certificate as a field training officer, and he's always been trained in that, as well as crisis intervention training. So he comes with all of that experience over the last few years, and we welcome him to joining our team. And we have Caleb Nix, who's in the middle. Officer Nix is a graduate of Canton High School 2016, attended Bridgewater State University, and he's currently working towards his bachelor degree. He was a graduate of the Cape Cod Municipal Police Academy in 2021, and where he was first hired as a full-time municipal police officer in the town of Walpole before he was able to come over and join our team at the Stoughton Police Department. Officer Nix has some specialized training that he has brought with him to our department as well. Advanced roadside impaired driving, crisis intervention, as well as the 2-week basic police motorcycle operations course that he brought. And that experience comes with him into our department and starts right away with that experience for our town. Ali Awad, he graduated from Stoughton High School in 2019 and has lived for the last 15 years here in our town. He came to our department with 3 years of experience from his first full-time police officer position at Boston Housing Authority. He attended the MPTC 34th ROC Academy in January of 2022. And in his free time, he serves as a high school football coach here in the town of Stoughton and is giving back to our community. And one of the statements in his application that many of us, looking through his packet and before his interview, he made a statement of why he wanted to give back and why he wanted to be a police officer. His football played a crucial role in keeping me focused and driven towards my dream of becoming a police officer. Now I have the strong desire to give back to the community where I grew up. Some of the testament to the men that we have just hired for our department in our town. Officer Awad is also fluent in Arabic, and he is a certified FTO as well, and brings all of that experience to our department on day one. This is an example of the opportunity that we had when we left civil service to be able to hire officers already with experience and not have to worry about the confines of civil service. So I would ask that the town clerk swear them in at this time.
Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as a police officer for the town of Stoughton. I will bear true faith and allegiance to and will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I will obey and be bound by such rules and regulations as are now or may be established by the town of Stoughton and its police department. I, William Watson, do solemnly swear that I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will uphold the Constitution, my community, and the Stoughton Police Department, so help me God. I state your name. I, William Watson. Hereby accept the position of police officer for the town of Stoughton. Hereby accept the position of police officer for the town of Stoughton.
So I'd like to ask a member of the family that they've chosen to come up and pin the badge on them. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Right here, Joe. So we're just going to take a 5-minute recess. We'll be back in a moment. Okay. So, welcome back. The time is 7:50. So we've got a couple of comments. I'm going to take these a little bit out of order. So typically, I try to do the citizens' comments first. So I'm going to offer anybody who wants to make a comment for the citizens' comments. Ms. Walsh.
Cynthia Walsh, 1096 Park Street. Before I start my remarks, I wanted to point out that Jan's sister, Elaine, drew that picture next to the American flag to commemorate 9/11. So that family's been involved in the town for decades, maybe even over a century if you count the parents, the Philoses. And yes, somewhere in my house there's a Twinkie raincoat. Well, some of you are aware I used to weigh 100 pounds more, and you could go to Twinkie and they would measure you and make you something that fit. So I never had the embarrassment of going to a store and not being able to find a coat that I could wrap around myself. Today, I was reading my Boston Globe, and I discovered a story about Stoughton. Now, because it wasn't a scandal, it's not on the front page, but it is in the second section. Richard Frederick Flip, it calls his nickname, I guess, always Flips Richard, an Olympic bronze medalist and Stoughton native, broke the world record for most backflips performed in 24 hours, raising more than $42,000 for aspiring gymnasts in Africa. And as a coincidence, while he was flipping, his sister had a baby boy, his first nephew. So he finished his flips at midnight so that he could get over to the hospital to meet his nephew, Amir. And the record was 1,001. And Fred's new record is 1,111. And I saw him on Channel 5, I think last night or the night before. So there is good news about Stoughton. You just have to read past the front page.
Thank you very much. Mr. Laurie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. David Lurie, 18 Robinette Road. I have a small request. There's a great project. I was actually pleased with how well the Canton and Central Street new road work that's being done is coming out. It's very, very attractive. I'm still getting used to it. It's a little different than I'm used to, but I am pleased with it. And one of the aspects of the project was to move the flagpole from the main part of the park over to this new, I'll call it a pocket park with lack of a better word. There's like a little section that comes over, separated by Canton Street. And there's some involvement. Now, I cannot speak for Troop 516, even though I am sort of like an alumni of the leadership there. I did have communication with them because an Eagle project was involved with a flagpole, and there was a small ceremony after it was done to raise a flag. So we were thinking that, now, just by the way, the Boy Scouts do not have like a requirement to maintain Eagle projects that have been done in the past, although it is something that they always aspire to do. So it doesn't like satisfy any badge requirements or anything like that, but they always try to do the right thing with taking care of existing Eagle projects. In this case, we have the town planting the flagpole. So what I'm asking is to hold back the raising of a flag and maybe bring, with them already taking some interest in doing that, so there would obviously need to be a little bit of communication, is to allow them to come in and do a flag ceremony to raise the flag. And we just think that that would be a great way to kind of kick off and launch the new Pye Park, which, by the way, is a fire department park. It's named after Frederick Pye, who was something like better than 100 years ago. And I think he had some involvement with mutual aid in the town. I don't know the full story, but it's quite a story about the individual they named the park after. He was a chief, correct? Yeah, that much I knew, but I didn't know some of his accolades that he got. But that's what I'm asking, just to see whether or not the select board would be in favor of allowing Troop 516 upon their approval to go forward with doing something like that. That would be terrific. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other citizens' comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to select board comments. Start from my left. Mr. Gito, do you have any comments?
not on a pleasant note. I was embarrassed last evening with the poor service that we provided at the town meeting. I believe we owe the 140 town meeting representatives an apology. This is in addition to not including the re-elect designation on the ballot of many serving town meeting members. I'm sorry to bring this up, but I think it's really important to make sure that we do recognize their work and recognize that they spent a lot of time, and a lot of other people spent a lot of time preparing for town meeting. And I think that we failed them then. I want to just bring you back to remember that the town violated the town charter by leaving off re-elect for those people who are incumbents. I raised that on March 18th. The failure occurred before that date, before the date that the final copy of the ballots went to be published. Someone either didn't know that the designation should have been on there, or decided not to put it on, and violated the town charter requirements. No, there aren't any other options that I know of. I talked with town council who told me he had no involvement in the issue until Thursday, March 20th. So he wasn't consulted prior to the ballot material going to the printer. If someone knew that the charter required the re-elect designation but decided to leave it off, that's a problem. And if it were true, why was the decision not brought to the select board's attention in advance of the ballot being printed? If there was no knowledge of the town charter requirement, it was a simple error with no need to involve the reputation of former employees of the town. I don't know of any other options available. But when you go back and look at the time period, look at what what the options were, I think that that's pretty clear. So I wish that we would, when a person leaves an organization, they've left the organization. I think it should not be a practice or something that we do as professional people to go back and berate them when they're not even employed in the town. So that's my comments. I would say that I talked with with town council today. He indicated that his firm went to many town meetings this past week, I guess yesterday, and had some of the same similar problems. Either microphones weren't working or something else was occurring that caused significant delays in the town meeting operation. He went to a town on the South Shore, and he went to a meeting today with the town fathers, mothers, and other folks in the town to figure out what they were going to say to town meeting tomorrow evening when they go back into session. I think we should do something similar to recognize that those people have put their time in to learn about the meeting. We have spent time trying to make sure that folks come to those meetings and participate in government. And I think when we do not do a good job, that we should admit it and just say what the story is and say we're going to improve. And I think we need to do that. So those are my comments.
Thank you very much. Vice Chair Roberts.
I have no comments, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Carrera.
I have none.
Thank you so much. Mr. McCrisky.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I must say, I'm at a loss, but I definitely have to think of something because I am appalled with what one of my colleagues just said, mentioning berating a former employee, but yet he can sit here in public and berate the current employees that are here and
I
jump
did
to a
not.
conclusion that somebody
there was
owes
no
somebody a
berating.
policy.
Mr. McCrisky has been recognized.
Okay, and that somebody has done something wrong. There was obviously a mistake made. And what from I heard is that it was a software glitch that didn't reset correctly. Okay, so that's what I saw and heard in some ways, and then asked myself. But until we do the research to make accusations that we owe people an apology when you don't have all the information in your hands and to talk with people, I think is totally inappropriate. And it doesn't surprise me because I just, and this is just my personal opinion, I'm going to say it, is I feel that Mr. Gito goes out of his ways to really criticize employees at the time and not realizing that sometimes mistakes will happen. We've had mistakes happen a lot in Stoughton. Sometimes we work past them, sometimes they blow up. But, you know, to come out here and have that attitude towards the town employees doesn't send a good message from this board that we feel that if something happened, we need to blame somebody and somebody needs to apologize. Because there's been a lot of things that have happened, you know, and believe me, if I opened my mouth, a lot of people would be unhappy with me because I know more things. We've worked with a lot of people through mistakes. But that's what you do with a team. People sometimes don't like that word, but people make mistakes. It's how you handle it and move to make sure it never happens again. Instead of, you know, jumping up and down and screaming and yelling, hey, look at this, we owe everybody an apology. So that's my comment. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to be recognized?
It's okay.
Seeing none, I have no comments. Actually, I would just say before we go, the only comment I have is just that we've had one night of town meeting already. That was yesterday. We'll have another one tomorrow, and probably a couple more after that, at least a couple more. I do want to thank the town meeting representatives for the work that they're doing. When we build up towards town meeting, there's a lot of work involved by a lot of people. And you know, you see it happening, you see all the work that goes into it. But you know, that's all the preparation, right? And it really doesn't, you know, for all the work that goes into it, it isn't until the rubber meets the road and you're at town meeting and people start debating these things and the stakes become a little bit higher because votes will be cast, that you really see the impact of the decisions you've made along the way and the work that goes into making these determinations by town meeting representatives. I'm being long-winded. I really just want to thank the town meeting representatives for volunteering their time to serve their community. It's not easy. It's a heavy burden to carry, and I just want to express my gratitude. So the next order is town manager comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the vein and the spirit of this debate, I want to acknowledge I made a mistake last evening. I was asked the question, will this lawsuit with SMAC cost the town any money? And I indicated no, we are covered for legal fees and for any potential judgment. I researched that today, and unfortunately, I was mistaken. The town has a $25,000 deductible. So at a very minimum, it will cost the town $25,000. And I will announce that to town meeting tomorrow evening. So thank you for that. I've got two good news announcements. I hate to break the spirit of the meeting, but I have two good news about town employees, coincidentally. I received an email from Eric Mayberg from the Department of Veterans Services. I was copied on it. It was to Sharon Johnson, our veterans agent. It reads, "Dear Ms. Johnson, congratulations. You were nominated by Representative Phillips to be honored at the first annual Military Appreciation Day for your service and contribution to the military community in Massachusetts. This special recognition celebrates individuals like you who have made a meaningful impact through dedication, sacrifice, and community involvement. You will receive additional event information, including arrival instructions and other details. The event will be held on Thursday, May 22nd, in the House Chamber, Massachusetts House of Representatives at 1 o'clock. And I will put a note out to any board members that would like to join me in traveling into the State House to congratulate Sharon."
I apologize for interrupting, but Sharon is really, really special member
Thank you,
of
Mr. Chairman.
town staff. I've had a wonderful experience working with her, and I'm so grateful that she's been recognized for that work.
It's a real honor. It really is. The second really wonderful employee announcement is regarding Dawes School Principal Rob Cancelleri. Thank you for that. I have tough with these names. Who's been named MSAA Elementary School Principal of the Year. And he's from Stoughton. It says, "We are incredibly proud to share that Mr.
Cancelleri.
Thank you. Cancelleri, principal of the Dar Elementary School in Stoughton, has been named the 2025 Massachusetts School Administrators Association Elementary School Principal of the Year. He has been with the Dawes School Principal for 8 years. We have a quote here from our superintendent. "I have been a superintendent of schools for 16 years, and Rob is one of the best principals I have ever come across. From instructional leadership and management to family, community, and school culture, the Dar Elementary School is a great place to learn and grow." Superintendent of Schools Joseph Bayetta said. And finally, Mr. Chairman, I want to respectfully address the previous issue raised by esteemed Selectman Mugito. We do our best. The budget process and preparation from town meeting is an 8-month process. And if there are 1,000 things that need to go right, there are always a couple of things that always go wrong, no matter who's in the position. We can't control internet service. We can't control technology issues. We can't control people who come unprepared to debate the budget. But we do the best we can. I'm very proud of the past and the present employees of this town and the boards and committees that serve this community. And I just wanted to reaffirm my appreciation for all they do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. When my son first started kindergarten, he started at the Dawes School, and I think Mr. Cancelleri might have been I think he was in his second year. I could be mistaken. It might have been his first year, but everybody I ran into before I got a chance to meet Mr. Cancelleri himself kept on saying, you're really lucky. You're really, really lucky to have your son going to the school. The principal, relatively new, but everyone could just tell this guy had it. And I think I met him when he was in his second year, and I can say for certain that he was a major part of what led my son to have success in school, where he started off having some problems. Mr. Cancelleri was tremendously helpful in fixing that, rewriting it. Very creative. He did everything he could, and we've come out the other side very well. So I have a personally, I have a lot of gratitude towards him, and I'm not surprised he won an award like this.
Mr. Chairman, although I have difficulty pronouncing Rob's name, and doing my research on Stoughton almost 3 years ago, that was one of the first things I learned about the town. Rob's service to the town and Rob's service to Dawes School.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a family of educators. His wife is also a special education teacher, and his mother is works in the front office of the Hanson School, has for decades. Okay, so the next item on our agenda is a consent agenda. We have 4 items. A, approval of open session minutes, meeting of April 15th, 2025. Item B, application for a license for a non-alcoholic feast. I want to say festa. Feast, Ariel of Stoughton, Brazil feast on June 7th, 2025. Item C, application for a one-day all-alcohol beverage license, Holy Ghost Society of Azores, on July 19th, 2025. And item D, application for a license for a parade, Holy Ghost of Azores procession on July 20th, 2025. Are there any items that people have questions about or would like to pull?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
A?
Mr. Chairman, A as well.
Okay. Do you have amendments, or would you like to pull it and cover it another day?
No, it's a simple thing that on the 15th, the minutes reflect that I abstained from a vote. I did not, because Mr. Gito on the oh God, I got it right here.
Vice Chair.
Because I take notes. And on the vice chair, Mr. Gito nominated me and I accepted. So I did not abstain from that vote because I'd be an idiot to accept it and abstain. So I did vote, and it should have been reading 3-2, not 3 with 1 extension or however
Okay.
laid out.
No problem. Gilda, were you able to find that, make that change? And Vice Chair Roberts, are there any changes you'd like to see made as well?
Oh, yes, Mr. Chairman. These are grammatical errors. On page 1, under all present, they had Mr. Coulter listed as an assistant town manager. So remove the word assistant. And on page 2, no way, Jose. How about that? And on page 2, first line, misspelled Mr. Coulter's last name. If we could correct that, that's all I saw. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much. And Jill, do you have that one as well? Perfect. Okay, so with those amendments to item A, and do we have anybody in the public who's here to discuss any of these? Mr. Alves?
Yeah, the application for one-day alcoholic beverage license, Holy Ghost Society of the Azores.
I have a good feeling for it, but if you'd love to, we always love if you want to join us.
I mean, we can go to the front.
You don't have to. You can stay there if you like, but it's up to you.
Sure. Mr. Coulter's afraid of me going to the front. Okay. All right, so I have, yeah, my voice does carry. I have here Carlos Arruda, who is the treasurer of the Holy Ghost Society of the Azores, and I have the VP, Mr. John Marsal, here with us, and we're just here, because we were told to be here, I guess, today. So we're just here for the feast. It's going to be a one-day, it's going to be a one-night feast, which is Saturday, the 19th of July, from 4 to midnight, if I'm not mistaken, and the usual beer, live band, and all that stuff, the usual good stuff, good food. And then on Sunday, as you can see, which is part D, it's the parade, the procession that we have. It'll be a one-way procession. We'll be going from the Immaculate Conception Church after Mass back to the St. John's Club. That's where the feast is being held at 845 Washington Street in Stoughton. So that's what we're here for, and that's on July 20th, the procession.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So on the consent agenda with the amendments to item A, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Motion was made by Mr. Gito, seconded by Mr. Carrera. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, consent agenda passes. And our final order of business is an executive session. We only have one item.
Just 1 second, Steve. I just wanted to invite you guys
Oh, yeah.
for the procession on July 20th. They extend their invitation for the Board of Selectmen, town manager, to go, join us for Mass if you'd like. If you want to join us after Mass to march back to the club, we'd love to have you guys, join us. And I also want to just introduce to you, I just think it's very important because I know Mr. McCrisky always gives us a nice comment, but I wanted to introduce, like I said, Mr. Jerome Marsal, since he's here. This is the man I always say that climbs up a ladder that's 80 years old. He just turned 80 a couple weeks ago. Just turned 80 years old, and he's my vice president at the club, at the Portuguese Club. And the man does not stop. And I think he's, to the Stoughton community, the Portuguese community in Stoughton, to you guys, I just wanted to introduce him to you and say thank you to him for all the work that he does, not only at our feast, but all the feasts in Stoughton that he helps out. He helps everywhere. So, Mr. Jean Marsal, thank you very much.
The famous linguista.
And the famous linguista. He's the one that makes it. That's right. That's right, Gilda. But thank you very much for your time, and have a good evening.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, Mr. Chairman, if I may quickly, Paul just admitted that he has an 80-year-old man climb up a ladder for him. But thank you. That shows his dedication because of your hard work as well. Thank you, everybody.
Be well. Thank you so much. So the final item is executive session. Executive session pursuant to Open Meeting Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation concerning the Stoughton Media Access Corporation, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating or litigating position of the board, and the chair so declares, and I do so declare. So is there a motion to enter executive session?
So made. Second.
Made by Mr. McCrisky, seconded by Mr. Carrera. We are going to take a roll call vote. Mr. Gito?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Roberts? Yes. Mr. Carrera?
Yes.
Mr. McCrisky?
Yes.
I vote yes as well. The time right now is 8:18. We're going to be adjourning from executive session and not returning to the open session. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.